Vicky could not help smiling. You're the one telling me not to be a soft touch. At least I can afford it more than you. Claudine tried to cover her mistake by sounding severe, but she couldn't sustain it, and smiled sheepishly. I suppose she blew the lot on clothes, as usual. Probably Vicky agreed. Somehow I can't see her sticking it here for long. She'll be bored to death. Anyway, what about Chris? Did she mention him? They've a hetero, and he's gone to cool off at his parents' villa at Cap d'Antibes. I thought with Joan Bryan away, Felice could organize the leisure activities. Well, she can't take a cookery class, commented Vicky dryly. Take away her tin opener, and she'd starve. Only because she's lazy, Claudine observed. No, she's an extremely capable girl. But we've spoiled her and allowed her to get away with it. Later that night, lying in bed, Vicky tried to imagine Felice in the role of General Dogsbody. Being at the beck and call of the well-heeled matrons who attended the summer seminars was hardly her forte, and she couldn't see her sister, however broke, sticking the job for long. Her main ambition was to find a rich husband, an attitude alien to Vicky herself. Though it didn't alter the affection she felt for her sister, deliberately, she never used the word love. The emotion Felice aroused had never been that deep, though it had nothing to do with the fact that their relationship was not a blood one. Claudine was not a blood aunt, yet she loved her more than if she had been. Undoubtedly, Claudine reciprocated her feelings, and had made it clear she saw Vicky as her successor. Now, in the autumn of her life, a deep, consuming love had come to Claudine, though she still refused all George's blandishments to marry him, aware that divorce could endanger his high court appointment and the knighthood that would accompany it. Because of this, she was prepared to continue in her role as other woman for the rest of her days. George, at her insistence, had promised to use his visit to the Far East as a cooling-off period, which would enable him to think things over. But he had made it plain before he left that there was nothing to think over. After a sterile and loveless marriage where his wife's youthful beauty had bewitched him into believing there was some kind of depth behind it, he had found true happiness for the first time and was prepared to make whatever sacrifices were necessary to bring it to fruition. If the best did happen, and as far as Vicky was concerned, that meant their marriage she had no need to worry about her own future, even if the school was closed down. She had already refused a couple of offers of finance for a restaurant with herself as cook patron, and they had both been left open for the foreseeable future. It was a pity Claudine could not be persuaded to run a restaurant from the house, but when the school had shown a loss for the first time, she had plumped for the summer seminars as a solution to the problem. People would only compare me to my father, she had given as the reason. And I'm not in his class. Ms. Duncan's check would be icing on the gingerbread this summer, and Vicky wondered what the woman was like. Probably a high-powered executive used to steamrollering her subordinates as a way of proving that she was as good at her job as any man. There was no doubt it was flattering to know she had chosen to come to this school in preference to any other, regardless of cost, but she could well be a difficult woman to teach. Her letter had made it clear. She expected private lessons for any that she missed due to company meetings, and Vicky acknowledged that the burden of this would fall on herself. Sighing, she thumped her pillow into a more comfortable position and accepted that she was going to have little chance of relaxing or taking advantage of the holiday atmosphere of the seminar. Tennis, swimming, and sunbathing would have to wait for another few weeks at least.